lot of mud down here. This looks like a really nice spot. Never fished here before. I can already see a few challenges, but I can already see a few advantages as well. All right. Let's get right to it. Don't have a lot of time. Got some good ground bait here. My regular ground bait with whole sausage minced in a food processor added in. Give it a nice meaty base to it. Really good meaty oily flavor. Should bring in a load of different types of fish. Carp, catfish, bowfin, you name it. Let's get this all just smashed up in there like so. Whew, that scared me a little bit. My backpack fell over. I thought it was a creature. There we go. Didn't scare me quite as bad as the guy who came knocking on my window to my car about an hour ago after I pulled into a parking spot. Apparently he didn't like the way I was driving and felt compelled to tell me that. And it's in moments like that, you know, you have that quiet recognition within that it's a good thing I know mixed martial arts and I'm really good at it. And it's a really good thing for this guy that I'm also pretty darn good at guest services too. Alright, got a little chicken heart here. Just gonna cut it down the center. I don't want to start with a huge bait. You know, most of the fish in here could probably take that whole thing, but I always like to start a little bit smaller with my baits. Got a nice strong carp hook here. I love carp hooks for all different types of fish because they're very small, but they're incredibly sharp and incredibly strong for their size. Their strength to size ratio, I find, if you get a good carp hook from a good company, is really outstanding. Now here's the challenge. You can see this water hyacinth right next to me. There's a lot of it floating downstream. And I want to cast across the creek here. I want to get into those rushes. If I were a fish, that's where I'd be hiding. I'm worried about these floating mats pulling my line out of position, getting snagged up. Let's see here. Man, this is actually kind of frustrating. Here's what we're gonna do. Save ourselves a little bit of time. The first cast, I'm just gonna pitch it into the water under the bridge here. Stand up. Okay, right in the center. Put our bait runner on. I'm gonna use my bait casting reel. And I've got just kind of an irregular setup, but I'm pressed for time. So I've got the very strong snap swivel there. I've kind of cut the swivel off of it, and I'm just using the snap link with some drop shot weights on it. And then coming down, I've got braid on this. Coming down, I've got just a regular J-hook with a worm on it. And I'm gonna toss this out towards those rushes if I can. I'm gonna have to underhand cast because these branches over me. Not quite satisfied with where that ended up. Let's try that again. A little bit better. Just want to see how much of our bait is left. A good amount. I mean, the worm is not exactly holding its original form. There we go. So tapping, but no tears on the bait. Very interesting. Not a lot of fish that feed like that. All right, we're moving spots. Not going far. Actually, gonna cross this bridge and go to the other side so I can just drop these baits right off into those rushes. I'm just not getting as close to them as I want. And with the weather just being, it's just a little bit colder out today, being that it's, January, I don't think these fish are going to want to spend a lot of energy going out looking for bait, looking for food. Whoa. We got to make sure we put the food right where they are. There's a baseball field behind me. Oh, look at this. Hang on. Established 1843 by the Queen's Royal Guard. Onward. All right, almost there. You can see my feet carrying half the creek bank with us, which is just great. Look at this. Lies. Mike Roy Hobbs Bridge, built 2012. So, I don't know, maybe the company, the steel company or whatever, provided the steel for the bridge. Maybe they were established in 1843 or whatever date that was. Who knows? But this is exactly what I want. Look right here. You can see somebody had the same idea. Or maybe some turtles had the same idea. I don't know. Come down here. You can see how much closer we are to the reeds on both sides. I can literally just drop the worms right down into these, and that is exactly what I'm about to do. All right, got our worms. Got our ground bait in there, nice and packed. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze it from both sides. There we go. So it goes through the little crevices there, kind of like a Play-Doh press. We've got our worm here at the end. I don't want that much of him free to make these fish work for it. There we go. A little bit better like that. Let's get him in. I'm going to toss this one over to the right, this direction. I'm going to try my other rod out to the left. Oh yeah, much better. Get our other line. Smaller hook. I took that hook off, put a smaller one on. Just going to drop it right over here next to these reeds. Oh, that gold medal cast. Could have done it better. Could not have done that better. But will it produce a fish? That remains to be seen. Now I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'm going to touch ledger this bait. Yay! Saved the blank. Quite a pretty fish. Exactly what I expected. Very lovely little yellow cat. I love the tail on these guys. The yellow with that black outline is just outstanding. Just the gold coloration on these. You can hear him squeezing air out of his swim bladder. He's talking to you. Can you hear that? And you'll notice the pectoral fins will twitch when you hear that sound, because that's how he does it. He'll move his pectoral fins to apply pressure to his swim bladder, which is the organ that fish use for buoyancy when they're swimming, or to control their buoyancy when they're swimming. Really pretty. Let's get him back. We had a fish on, and I lost it. So let's get this back over there. I'm shocked actually that didn't get a hookup. Let's put it back. Look at that. I told you earlier, I was saying that there was a peculiar bite. It felt quite strong, but it wasn't tearing the worms up enough to be a catfish or a perch. It's because it was this. It's a freshwater drum. Very beautiful fish. Absolutely fantastic looking animal. This is Oyster Creek, by the way. I've never caught one out of Oyster Creek. I've caught them in the Angelina River. I've caught him in offshoots of Oyster Creek, but this is the first for me. Lovely animal. I do want to get him back quick. Something else on this line. Ooh, a slightly bigger fish too. I hope this isn't a turtle. It's got some weight to it. It's fighting like a fish. Yeah. What do we got? Whoa. Another catfish, just a bigger one, nice one. Look at that, a little blue cat, very pretty. Nice fish, this one. Good sized. I mean, it's blue catfish, these things grow up to 100 pounds, but considering what I was expecting to pull out of this water, this is a decent sized fish. Fun catch, so let him swim free. There he goes. They never waste any time. Those blue cats never waste any time. Look at that catfish. Look how fat he is. That's incredible. The size of the bait he tried to take, no wonder. Wow. I mean, this fish looks too small to be a reproductive fish or, reproducing fish. I could be wrong about that, but God almighty, look at the size of his belly. So full. This is a fish that has been feeding very, very often and very, very well. Just what a phenomenal looking animal. Very tiny. These ones you got to watch out for because the pectoral fins have these really nasty serrations on the back of them. Very hard to see, but they're there. Like if I stroke them this way, going towards the fish, no problem. But if I start going the other way, my finger's stuck on them right now. They're like the backs of an arrowhead or the tip of a fish hook. Let's get this guy back. Well guys, it's getting dark. The sun is setting and we're gonna run out of light soon. So I'm gonna head back. Maybe have another cast off the bridge. Maybe I'll catch something, maybe I won't. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.